Hey, everybody, it's Kalichia. Thank you again for joining me on Happy Factor Living. Today's episode is going to be a short and sweet topic. All right, so last episode we talked about I have a story to tell. We all have one inside of us, correct? Well, this one is about writing to release and or writing to heal. A lot of people write to heal. Some people just write as a form of release, whether it's a happy release, sad release, whatever it is, release your past, you know, release whatever you want, right? As you see, I have no notes today. I'm just going to shoot it off the hip. Many people write to just get the story out just for themselves. So you don't necessarily have to write to sell or write to make money. You can write any form you'd like to. You can write it as poetry, song lyrics. You can even do a TED talk if you need to, right? However, whatever form you'd like to do, you can do that. A lot of people don't know that a lot of the songs that I've written over the years actually started out as poems. I actually was writing poetry a lot in my earlier years and just decided to turn them into songs. And so I've actually incorporated some of those songs into my theater production and got a lot of compliments on those. Hey, at the time I was feeling what I was feeling in the poem side, and just translated it into music. But again, you want to write however you see fit. I used to have people tell me all the time in my younger age, you haven't gone through anything. You're too young to have gone through anything. You're still wet behind the ears. I've heard it all, which is why I wrote my story. It was a form of release for me to release my past. I didn't want to bring my past into the present moment or the future. Any anger that I may have had was actually put out there in the story once I started to write that. And it was just a good way for me to really step back and evaluate myself as a young woman at that time and how am I going to grow from this experience of writing as a form of release. And I decided to turn it into a book, into my story. So you don't necessarily, again, have to write in order to make a profit off of it or to have everybody in your business. You don't have to do all of that. You can write just for your own being, your own self, your own happiness, your own happy factor. That's what this is all about, is to try to help you get on track in your own life to find your own happy factor and what makes you tick and what makes you go, right? Also, you have so so many stories out there. Sometimes some people think, well, what makes my story different? The fact that makes your story different is the fact of it being your story. It's you. There's no other you on earth. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it unique, uniquely divine. That's you. So whatever you want to do to bring yourself into alignment with whatever, the universe, your higher power, most high, God, whatever you want to do, you can write that story as a form of release and or healing. Okay, heal in your own way. All right. So I got a lot of response on the different social media platforms when it came to my last episode's Golden Five. I was dating a narcissist and I didn't know it. So today's Golden Five, I'm gonna keep it a little mellow, but I'm just gonna ramble on. Remember, the Golden Five is for whatever, just to keep going for 5 minutes. But I'm going to be discussing in the Golden Five today 180-degree people. All right. If you don't know what I'm speaking of, get ready to listen. Here we go. 180-degree people, those are people that come into your life, whether they're drawn to your aura, your spirit, your energy, your frequency, your vibration, whatever you want to call it. They're drawn to you in some form or fashion. They get you to break your guard down. They tell you what you always have desired to hear. You know, it could be anything. They put on a good facade, a good face, a good mask, and they get you to break down a little bit. It could be considered a form of narcissism, but no, we're not even going to get back on that subject right now. These are just people who genuinely probably want to find out more for them about themselves through others. They get you to break down. And I'm going to speak on myself right now. I've had people come into my life on the dating side. All right, y'all had technical difficulties. Thank y'all. So I'm just going to go a little bit more. The golden five time is messed up a little bit, but I'm minding my own business. People just come into my life. They're drawn to it, whatever. On the, speaking for myself with the dating, they tell me all the things that I've always desired to hear. My mom used to tell me things like, God knows what you want, but the devil is the prince of the air. So if you put it out there before, the devil still knows what you want as well, and knows how to present it in that cute little package, right? And I'm minding my business. People come in and tell me, oh, I can see myself being with you forever and waking up to you every day. You're a nice person. You're a good person. They're drawn to my whole aura, my being, my energy, my vibration, my frequency, whatever you all want to call it. And they're just in awe of being around in my presence, especially because a lot of people know that I used to be so hard, had a wall up. So if you were able to penetrate that wall, get around that wall, climb over that wall, dig under that wall, and get to me, then you have probably accomplished something that is just not feasible for others. And once they get a gist in the idea of me, they know I'm not for bullshit. I can see through people. If you're full of crap, then I'm going to call you on it. And so instead of being truthful in the beginning, they put that face mask on, that mask, that facade, or whatever you want to call it, and pretend to be who they think I want. And then once I call them out, then they kind of back away a little bit and try to hide themselves. Whatever the reason is. I mean, I'm the type of person, if you are truthful from the very start, I will respect you more as a person. And that goes for business, personal, whatever it is. Because I've had people on the business side try to get information out of me. Honey, it took years and years of developing the expertise, the level of expertise that I have when it comes to certain business aspects and business types of companies and corporations. It took me years to build that. And it's just not going to be readily accessible to certain people, you know? Part of the reason is that the 180-degree people. With that being said, y'all, my golden five is all over the place right now. It's a little messed up. I had technical difficulties earlier, so there's no way to gauge. But I'll tell you this, just be aware of 180-degree people. Start calling people out on their BS or on themselves in the very beginning, just to see how solid they really are. And if they are solid, they won't bend, they won't break, they'll be there. That's my golden five. This is the episode of Writing to Release and or Heal. And I hope to see you all on the next episode, because I believe that golden five is actually going to be another juicy one, another hot tea dropper. And I'm probably going to have you drop in your mouth and your jaw in disbelief.